Hello and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. Oh my God, I don't know what I was going to say then. My name is Isabel Tate, and with me I have my co-host and husband.
Ron Tate. That's
And
me.
we are here to, I just saw the kitchen cupboards open. Oh no, and you can see the peanut
Oh,
butter.
wow. Welcome to my life. Guess what?
It's like living in the, I see dead people thing with the cupboard door. It's always open. I leave them all open.
When I walk into the kitchen and the cupboard doors are closed, it's a miracle.
Every single freaking cupboard door is open, isn't it?
Even ones you don't even go into. I don't understand it.
It's a thing.
It is a thing.
And what's funny is my son does it too, doesn't he?
Yeah, so it's a double bang there.
Yeah, so you close them after me, and then my son comes in and they're all open again.
Yeah, I just seem to wander through the house closing doors. And it happens in the bathroom as well.
What can I say? I just, it's just too much energy to shut it
and it happens, believe it or not, in the bedroom as well.
With the walk-in room, with the clothes,
yeah.
And he sometimes walks into the cupboard instead of the going out the door to go to the bathroom. Oh, and every time I hop into bed, I'm like, oh my God, they're all open again.
I don't know how it happens. I close them before I get into bed, and then when Isabel gets into bed,
they're all
open again. Amazing.
Well, you should be grateful. I'm putting them away, my clothes away, instead of dumping them on the floor like I normally do. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And I even fold them.
Okay. If that's what you call it.
Well, you just kind of roll it in a ball and throw it in the direction. That's why I've got to leave it open. It's like,
yeah.
I don't think Ron appreciates my folding style. I used to be good for a while. When I was young, I was terrible. I was exactly the same as I am now. I've just regressed back to my teenage years, yes. I feel.
Before we lived here, the bedroom had drawers, not a cupboard. Where you kept most of your running clothes in drawers.
And they just wouldn't shut.
That was literally just to screw it in a ball and throw it in.
Yeah.
Whereas that doesn't work so well when we've got shelves.
Mind you, you went through all of those drawers and folded them.
Yeah, I did. I had to.
Was messing with your mind. And I legit couldn't shut the clothes cupboard at the old place because my shoes were always hanging out. To be fair, because I would literally throw them in as well.
Well, generally, you wouldn't even touch them. You would just flick them off your feet.
That's right. And where they landed,
yes,
it was like, who knows where they'll land this time.
That's right, yep.
True.
I don't know how you do it.
It's a skill. I just, after spending 20 years picking up after everyone else, I'm just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Can't even pick up after myself now. Anyway, enough about
so
my messy. I was going to say our messy habits, but the only messy one here is me. Yes. So running, that's what we're here to talk about.
Oh yeah, we are too.
Indeed. And you did a lot of running the other night, running to the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
You had the runs real bad.
Oh, geez, we're really getting into the nitty-gritty now. Yeah. Yes, no, I was not a well person the other night.
The night before last.
Yeah.
He gets up and goes to the bath, and then I'm like, where's he going? And then I'm like, why is he pouring water into the toilet? No, he was vomiting. Why is he? Because I could hear like splash, splash. It's like, oh, he's vomiting.
Yeah.
I realized that when I heard, oh. And I'm like, oh, he's not pouring a bucket of water into the toilet.
No, I was vomiting.
And then I did,
yeah, and it happened several times.
He vomited so much the next day he had a hoarse voice.
Yeah, I couldn't speak properly the next day.
I shouldn't laugh. And he looked very sad and sorry for himself.
Yes, I was not a happy chappy yesterday.
And even then, he'd come back to bed, and I said, "Oh, you got to take tomorrow off." No, I've got too much to do. I'm like, "You're not going to work."
It was a tough night. I didn't sleep much.
No, neither did I. I had to go to work. But isn't it funny that I haven't got it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's funny because I was at the gym. The stadium gym, the high school gym. And I was talking to some of the boys, and this boy was going, "Oh, miss, I feel sick." And he's squeezing his hands together as if to make so fun. I'm like, "Is that you being sick?" "Oh, yeah, miss, I'm sick. I can't do it." And I'm like, Yeah, I said, well, I know what sick is. I said, my husband was up all night last night vomiting. I didn't say you had diarrhea, don't worry.
Thank you.
And the other boy sitting next to him goes, so why are you sick? And I said, because I don't get sick. I said, I've made a decision that I don't get sick anymore, so I don't get sick. And he goes, yeah, I'm the same, except for when I'm faking it. And I said, me too. But yeah, essentially, I don't get sick. And it ran through your work, didn't it?
Yeah, there's I wasn't the only one away yesterday. So obviously there's something that went through work.
But I didn't get it because I have a very strong immune system, because that's what I've decided, and that's what it is. My subconscious knows the rules and it's abiding.
Yep. But it was quick. It was, I guess it lasted that
in a night.
That night, and the next day yesterday I was feeling quite queasy, but I was also just really tired from a hard night.
Yeah.
And then today, pretty much back to normal.
Except you didn't run because
I didn't run because I am still tired. So
and your body's been through a lot, and so if you've had gastro and then you're you've had that day off, and then the next day still don't train because you're dehydrated. And your body's been through a lot. Otherwise, what can happen is you train because you think, oh, I'm all right. No, I don't want to miss another day of training. But because you're a bit weak, that's lowered your immune system, and then you get sick with something else, and then you end up having to take more time off. So you're better off, dear listener, after a bout of gastro, to take a couple of days off and just let the body recover. Gastro is really hard on the body, like really hard. So unlike when you went to the toilet, everything was liquid.
Yes.
So, just look after yourself. Don't do, gastro is horrible and hard on the body. So that's that. So, and running wise, we went for a long run. I had my 7-day NLP. So now I'm gearing up to do NLP work with athletes because it really helps with the sporting mindset.
What is NLP? Just
neuro-linguistic programming. So it's really detailed. What we'll do is we'll do a podcast on it at another time, because if I give it just a basic, it's not going to make any sense. But it's really interesting, and it works really well with athletes to help, with all manner of things, with issues you have when racing and that sort of stuff. So
so yes, you were on this course for 7 straight days.
7 straight days, 9 till 5. That's a long day. And it's not like it was next door, it was in Dingley. So I had to drive there and back. So by the time I'd get home, it'd be like 6 o'clock some nights. And then I'd have to do client calls, and so it's been a bloody tiring week for me. And so then Sunday
what would a normal person do to get fit their long run in for a week?
Like that? Well, do what I did.
Oh,
you mean they wouldn't do a long run?
No. Well, we're normal.
Okay.
What would a normal person do to get their long run in?
I'm quite sure what you were saying. So then Ron came and picked me up on the Saturday, and we left a car there in the car park. And the next morning we ran 8 there, and we got up at 4:30 and ran 8 there to Dingley.
Yeah.
And it was 25 Ks, and it was a really nice run, wasn't it?
It was. It was quite cool to start with. We could actually see steam coming up out of the drains along the road.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Literally.
Yeah. But it was.
Ron is not an early morning runner. He does not like it, but even he enjoyed it.
I did. It was a nice run. It was cool. It was crisp, but when the sun came up, it was a beautiful morning.
Beautiful, stunning, and it's just fun to run somewhere different.
It is,
we were looking at these fugly houses and
ran
concrete mansions.
The lovely streets of Keysborough and Noble Park, which neither of us have really spent a lot of time in.
No.
But it was
interesting.
It was interesting to run along and look at all the different houses, So it's a bit of a.
We're like, look at this, look at that, and road running can be interesting and fun in that way. Like, I find it enjoyable. So, like we said afterwards, sometimes it's nice just to run. Like, being on the trails is great, but you're walking the hills, you're sometimes tiptoeing down a hill. Sometimes it's nice to just run, get back to the basics and just run. Wouldn't you agree?
It is.
Well, you like it even more than me.
Yeah, I do, because I am a runner. you know, whereas
as opposed to me.
Isabel, no,
I'm a
Isabel's always
glorified
been
hiker.
a
No,
mountain runner.
I've
and-
not always been.
No, sorry, not always, but
I was a
lately,
marathoner.
lately you've been doing a lot more mountainy
Yes, since
type
my
things.
2011, 2012, yes.
Whereas I have really only ever been a runner until I
Yeah.
met Isabel and we started doing more of the mountain stuff.
I took him over to the dark
But
side.
yes, so I do
realised that
enjoy.
you hadn't really run the. I thought you
Yeah.
ran the trails because you lived in Dandenongs.
No, I've run trails, but they're runnable trails.
Oh, okay.
You know, I've always been like I've always enjoyed runnable trails. Like, you know, my idea of hell is probably the DU 135 course because there's not a lot of
virtually
running.
no running. Yeah.
Whereas I love running. I mean, even the Dandenongs, there's some steep bits, but still, there's a lot of it's runnable. So I actually enjoy that.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, yeah, I've always been a bit more of a runner.
Yeah, true.
As opposed to a mountain runner.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done mountain runs, but I've always enjoyed trail running. But you know, getting out into the streets, it's always, you know, you see a lot of interesting things. Like, you know, we saw running along, and you know, you can see in people's front windows a cat might be sitting in the window behind, you know, between the window and the curtain. I was running along and I did a double take and there was an actual infant.
Little boy. Well, he wasn't an infant. He was
no,
probably
he
about
was-
4 or something.
No, younger than that.
Oh,
But
I
anyway,
reckon
it was
he
just sitting between the window and
And it was all foggy and he's looking out,
Just
as
sitting
in
there
you'd
watching-
made the window foggy.
yeah,
but
watching the world go by.
It was
just sitting
quite
in the
funny.
window.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah, and just things like that, and seeing people out, and you know, it was good,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. So it was good to do something different. So that was our long run. And sorry, I'm just chewing my nails on screen.
Oh, God.
I'm so charming. Don't watch the YouTube. Sorry, it was catching on I've got my electric blanket on my lap, which is fuzzy, and it was catching on it.
Anyone who wants to get an insight into our lives, look at me. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm wearing shorts.
I'm wearing
bare
this
feet.
jumper, this skivvy, this t-shirt, and I've got my electric blanket on.
Yeah. So that's how we roll.
Except for when we run, then I wear
Then
the
it's the
singlet
opposite.
and you wear the
Yeah,
t-shirt and
t-shirt and shorts.
yeah. So
Yeah. So that's how we live our lives. Isabel
That's
rugs
it.
up and I dress down.
yeah, that's it. That's it. Although even my son said the other day when they had the heater on, shouldn't you put a jumper on? And I thought, my God, it's like living back at home as a child. And it's my son. Anyway, and I said, no, I pay the bills. I'll do what I want.
That's right.
Anyway, so what we wanted to talk about today, which is kind of, you know, also a little bit about the gastro thing. Injuries. When should you stop running? When should you go see somebody? Should you go see someone? Should you just, you know, do a Russ Cook and run through it, you know?
Up your Ks rather than
Yeah,
on them.
that's it. So, so what we wanted to say was, all right, firstly, on a scale of 1 to 10, of 0 being no pain and 10 being excruciating, give me some morphine. Generally, if you're at about a 3, you're fine to keep running as long as it doesn't change your gait at all.
Yeah.
So a 3, possibly a 4, but a 0 to 3 is fine. Obviously,
Yeah.
0 is fine because there's no pain.
Yeah.
But a 1 to 3 is fine. Anything more than that, then you absolutely need to go see somebody. Even if you think it's going to fix up or you think you know what it is, sometimes it's best just to get it checked to make sure you are on the right track. I'm not saying, you know, oh my God, it's going to be the worst thing ever. But, you know, let's take my, I got tennis elbow, ultra runners tennis elbow.
From all her prodigious tennis playing.
Yes, that's right. It was from gardening. That's why I don't garden anymore.
One time.
Yeah, so this elbow was bloody killing me. It was agony. I was like, Jesus, I can't. And I was freaking out. Like, I was like, have I broken a bone? Oh, you know, the usual sort of garbage. Because also running with my arms at 90 degrees, it would hurt after a long day running. So I went and they did a scan on it, and, you know, I got chatting with the radiologists, and that's what you always do. And he was nice because we discussed it, and our son's birthdays were the same day, and, you know, had a bit of rapport going on. And he was like, yeah, you've torn your tendon. Like, he goes, no wonder it hurts. You've torn the tendon. And he's like, oh, that's going to take a while to heal. And it had already been like 6 weeks.
Mm.
Of course, I'm not going to say who it was because they're not meant to tell you, of course. And he told me that, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And legitimately within a week, the pain had gone because I knew what it was. I like to, visualize healing and all that sort of stuff. I could visualize it healing and really focus my mind and energy on it healing. And I upped my collagen and those sorts of things because I knew what the issue was. So, and honestly, within a week, pain was gone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was amazing, and it was a real injury. So I wasn't just making it up. It wasn't the placebo effect or anything. But because I knew it got quicker, faster. Take your knee, for instance.
Yes, I had a pretty painful case of
Which
runner's
I
knee.
diagnosed, but we won't go there.
No, well, that's right, you did. But it just wasn't getting any better.
So I said, go and get an X-ray.
Well, no, first of all, you said you should be stretching, and I said, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. This is what I mean. If the doctor had said it, he'd have been stretching like a madman.
And then, and it just wasn't getting any better. It was getting quite painful, mainly when
he was running.
Yeah, whenever I was running, walking, or standing still. No, like when I would stop, say at a traffic lights or something like that, and then when I would start again, I would almost be dragging my leg behind me just because it just wouldn't move. And
so I made us stop a lot just to slow him down.
Yeah, that's right. So we started doing lots of road runs where we'd stop at traffic lights. No, so it wasn't getting any better. And in the end, under advice, I went to the doctor.
Yeah. And he said, don't worry about an X-ray, it's runner's knee.
Yeah, he basically diagnosed it, and
I already had.
And from that, almost from the next day onwards, it felt much better.
Yeah, because your mind was at ease.
Yeah.
And once your mind is at ease, cortisol levels drop. So stress drops, cortisol levels drop. Your body, your unconscious mind, and this is what NLP goes into a lot, how powerful the unconscious mind is. When the unconscious mind doesn't know what's going on, it freaks out. But once it knows, it goes, oh, okay, I can fix that. Your unconscious mind is incredibly smart. And so it knows, and so stress levels drop, everything, pain levels drop, your sensitivity to the pain, because the body makes you sensitive to the pain because it's like, do something, do something, do something. That's the message coming from the pain. Do something about this. And it's from the unconscious mind. And then once the unconscious mind knows, oh, it's actually okay, we can lower the pain levels, lower the cortisol levels, focus on healing, and bang, pain goes away. Now, I'm not saying it's a miracle cure and it's going to work for everyone, but it is more.
It's not going to work on broken bones.
No, clearly not.
Serious
injuries.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if it was a broken bone, you would have been making it worse. So it's always good to know. You are much better off knowing, even if it's bad news, than not knowing. This reluctance of people to go see somebody, even if you just go to the doctor, a bulk billing doctor, to get an X-ray, if you don't want to spend the money on a physio, do something, because you need to know, so you know what your course of action can be. Resting is not always the best course of action. Resting and then starting the training again, actually can make it worse. So you are much better off to go see someone, a doctor, a physio, something, find out what the problem is. Even if you're not planning on doing the 6 million exercises they give you, at least go find out what it is, so you know whether running is causing more damage or not. You want to be sure that you are not causing more damage, which was what I was concerned with Ron. As much as I had diagnosed that I am no physio or doctor, and I wasn't 100% sure that he wasn't causing more damage.
Yeah.
But when the doctor said, oh, it's runner's knee, you should stretch more. And
I mean, to be honest, my stretching more just means I do a quad stretch before I run.
Yeah.
And that's it. But that has seemed to help, just loosening up that quad muscle, so it's not pulling as much on that joint, on my knee joint. Seems to have
worked a treat.
Yeah.
So if you've got some sort of niggle, because I don't like calling them injury, that is causing you pain, and you know what, we love running. It's no fun running when it freaking hurts. When it's like, oh, the first 20 minutes is absolute agony, and you're like running along like, such a terrible gait and all that sort of stuff. And then, oh my God, no, that I've been running like that, no, my hips are starting to hurt and my glutes and all this and that. go find out what the issue is, and then you can make a plan for fixing it. And you are more likely to be able to run for longer if you get these things fixed. People think, oh, I don't want to stop running. Yeah, well, your body will find a way of making you stop if you don't do something about
That's
it.
right. That's right. And it's a lot better to stop for 2, 3, 4 days than it is to stop for 2, 3, 4 months,
Yes.
which
And
is what will happen if you
yeah,
don't.
if you don't do something.
something.
And you never know, if you go to the physio, you might not even have to stop for 2, 3, 4 days. But this constant, oh, just rest for 3 days and then start again and see if the pain's there. What do you think? It's magically
Yeah.
fixed, magically healed? Do you think, like, the body's clever and awesome, but it's not that good?
Mm.
If there's an issue, that issue will still be there. So you have to get it sorted, right? So go see someone, find out, even just for peace of mind, so you know it's not something serious.
Yeah.
And then you can make a plan of attack. I actually have an ebook on my website about an injury planning booklet, you know, for when you get injured and what you know, the steps you can go through. So, you know, go on, it's a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
Like, you know, go and have a look at that. And it helps you setting goals, especially if it's a longer injury, you know, setting goals for different things that you can do to kind of keep you motivated, basically. But, you know, I've had over, because I've been running for 100 years, because I'm old as dirt, you know, and I've had a variety of injuries, and I've had 3 or 4 months off sometimes, you know, 3 months off for some weird injury that, no, to be fair, I went to see everyone and they couldn't find it. And then my massage therapist just went in really hard on this one spot and suddenly I was magically fixed. But, you know, I mountain biked for that time and I actually had really good fun. And, you know, I was having that's when I was riding a lot with Amanda.
Yeah.
And it was great. So there are always alternatives. Don't think, well, that's it. If I can't run, my life is over. There are alternatives. And pushing through will just mean you end up having longer off. But if you just, you know, go see a physio, go get it sorted. Maybe, you know, you're only running every second day, but sometimes a full break from running is not the answer. And there are cross-training options. You know, you also want to make sure, because certain cross-training things can actually make certain things worse.
Yeah.
You know, and, oh, I can't run, so I'm going to go smash it out on the bike or the elliptical. The elliptical can actually be bad for certain injuries. And the bike can too. So you've got to be super careful. What cross training you choose. You need to make sure that it's the correct one. Yep. So, you know, we love running, and we want everyone else to be able to run like we do, basically pretty much nonstop. Like, yeah. Knock on wood, I haven't had to have a big break since you've known me, other than after the surgery.
Yeah, that's right. But
that was different.
That wasn't running related.
That wasn't running related.
Yeah, no, that's right. You've not had significant time off through injury.
No, no time off really. Yeah. I've had niggles that have annoyed me, but I've had them sorted, and I've seen different people and done, you know, and I get regular massages. I think having regular massages actually, you know, stops you, makes it less likely you get injured, essentially. So regular massage, like we talked about last pod, stretching and mobility, that sort of stuff. Like I said, if you haven't got mobility around a joint, you're more likely to get injured because you're just not going to run properly. So doing all that sort of stuff is so important, and staying well hydrated and feeding your body well. And it's, you know, it's a lot of things.
Yeah. It is.
All intertwined together. It's not just running. You can't just focus on running. Well, I run a lot, that's it, I'm done. No, you got to focus on hydration, nutrition, massage, stretching and mobility, strength work. You know, for a sport that's simple and all you have to do is put on a pair of shoes, it's bloody complicated.
That's right. There's a lot you have to do.
There is a lot you have to do.
Easier on your body.
Because running is such a sport that is so hard on the body.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to, you know, honor that and not be in denial, and accept that it is hard on the body, and mitigate the effects by doing the 1%ers.
Yeah. I mean, all the time we're running along and we'll be going down a hill and we'll be passed by a bike who's just coasting down the hill while we're smashing our legs going down the hill, and we're like, oh, wouldn't it be great to be on a bike?
So much easier on a bike. Except when you go to the handlebars, but that's another story. Yeah. But, you know, so much less painting. But they get other issues, you know, like Cadel Evans, after his years and years on the bike. No, he has to run to try and build up the strength in his bones because his bones aren't strong enough from being in a sport that's non-weight bearing.
So he had the muscle,
yeah, great muscle
strength, but the
and
bones
great
couldn't
cardiovascular.
support.
Yeah, but the bones needed the impact. So, we are in a great sport for developing bone strength and all that, but we also need to be mindful that it is fairly hard on the body.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, as a PE teacher, I see the injuries from netball and basketball. They're hard on the body too. All sports are. Basically, if you're active, you have the potential for injury. I mean, I broke my back on the mountain bike. So, you need to be aware that you can get injured and do what you can to avoid it. It's never 100%, but we've had a bloody good run. And considering we're getting older, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're almost 40 now. So.
I know, right?
So yeah, we're getting older.
Oh God, if only. I can't believe I think of 40 as young now. Oh, to be 40 again.
Whippersnappers.
Yes. Everything was it was funny. We was at school today and we went into the bike spin room with the class and there was one chair and this girl grabbed it and sat down. I went up and said, I'm sorry, that chair's got my name on it. I said, I'm a lot older than you and it hurts me a lot more to get up and down off the floor. So you can sit on the floor. And she goes, oh yeah, fair enough. She goes, that's all right, miss. So she was nice. She was nice. It's a pretty good gym there. We've got rowers, like the good rowers, like at the gym, spin bikes. They've got a weights room. It's pretty cool. I don't remember any of that sort of stuff.
There was
Mind you,
stuff
yeah, I wagged every PE lesson, so I wouldn't even know what we had.
Did you even know what the inside of the gym looked like at your school?
Oh, well, when I was...
Or is that where they sent you for detention?
No, I always had detention in a classroom.
Oh, okay.
Because I had detention every week. Yeah, no, the gym, oh God, no. Yeah, I was rarely there.
Mhm.
And when I was there, I wasn't participating because I forgot my uniform. I think I participated once in PE probably. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, they've got great facilities. But yes, I don't know what my high school. Did you have that sort of stuff?
No, we didn't. We had it. We had
school. I'm not talking private.
Yeah, we had a gym, but it was not well equipped. Had maybe a couple of dumbbells and some medicine balls,
Oh my God. And the other room, the third room, we have things that we could set up like boot camp. I've set up boot camp exercises for the kids before. We've got BOSU balls and boxes for box jumps, the padded ones, and we've got boxing gloves and it's great. Skipping ropes, medicine balls. It's awesome. I think it's great. And the kids love it. I like doing sessions up there. I do love doing those sessions. But this one was, we were meant to be in the weights room and the year 12s came and took it over.
What year 12s?
I know, right? I think they own the world.
I think they're king of the school.
So anyway, enough of that story of me needing a chair.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So if you've got a niggle, and even if it's 1 to 3, if it's been going on for about a year, I would get that checked out.
Yeah, that's right.
Because 1 to 3, yeah, sure. But if it's been going on for a while and the start of every run is just horrible, just get it checked out.
Yeah.
Or be more proactive with your rehab.
That's right.
And prehab and all that sort of stuff.
Yep. So nothing should ever stop you from running, in the long term, but you should perhaps put some thought into what, how the injuries
this is great
pain,
listening.
injuries and pain should be respected.
Yes.
And not, the answer isn't always just to push through.
And the answer is not always to just stop.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we've got that challenge that the 35, we're upping the ante and we're going to put a video out about this weekend.
Yep.
Yep. That's the first he's heard of it.
I'm assuming we will.
Yes. We're even going to go to Macca's and do a tester.
Oh, okay.
And when I say we, I mean you.
Are we going to run there or are we just going to?
Yeah. I thought, no, you just drive there and eat some bloody cheeseburgers. So we're going to make it a Macca's marathon. Rather than 35K. I figured, why 35? Let's up the ante.
35K only came from a fact that
That was the
that was the loop that I chose, and that was, you know,
yeah, that worked.
that
Yes.
worked. But
Anyway, so we're going to do a Macca's marathon, and so that means 7 cheeseburgers. So people, when our numbers are not happening, it's not going to happen. This is not going
No.
to happen.
why don't we make it a Macca's 200?
You know.
Oh, okay.
So if you're listening to this, even if you don't watch us on YouTube, just go and subscribe anyway. Okay. Like seriously, it's like 2 minutes of your life.
Yeah.
And it means we'll make it, and then you will watch it because you'll have to go onto YouTube to watch it anyway.
That's right.
We'll put snippets on Insta, but not the full thing, right? The full thing will only be on YouTube. And so we need to get to 300 whole subscribers, because also if you want us to do the beer marathon, we've got to get to 400.
Yeah,
So
that's
we've
right.
got a lot. We're at 270. It did go up. It was so funny when we first put out that podcast about we wanted to get to 300 subscribers. I put it out on YouTube, and our subscribers instantly dropped by one.
By one,
but I put it out, and I'm like, we've dropped.
Someone's not interested.
They're like, we're going to foil that plan. Anyway, we're at 270. We were at 250. So we've gone up 20.
Yeah.
So let's get to 300. Come on. I know a few of you are listening to this, quite a few of you that aren't subscribing to YouTube. So subscribe, get us up there. Share, take a screenshot of you listening to this and share it and say, go to YouTube and blah, blah. Or if you do watch on YouTube, share a screenshot and say subscribe and the link to the YouTube, or share my posts about it or something. So let's get this. This is a team effort.
Let's get to 300.
Let's get the ultra running community in on this. The running community, we support each other.
Because I haven't been sick enough lately. I really want to be.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, you were just doing that to lose weight before you did it.
Yeah, I was getting my body in in cheeseburger shape.
That's right. Yes. So you know, I don't know why I just want to up the subscribers. It doesn't provide any benefit to us. It's not like we're suddenly, you know,
not going to be YouTube stars.
No, we're not going to be making money from YouTubing anytime soon. What did Russ Cook say? If you were at 250,000 subscribers, you were still only small fry kind of thing. So I don't think 300 is a big ask.
No.
So get us up there. We just think it'll be a bit of fun to do this. You know, like a lot of American sort of runners do these sorts of things, and you know, it's time some Australians did it. So we're trying to, you know, represent Australia here. So help us out, because I'm going to buy, once we get to 290, I will buy the Insta 360.
That's right.
So that we can film it properly,
film it correctly.
Yeah. So I'm going to be investing $1,000 in this exercise. So yes, help us out.
Yep.
Get us up there. And then
we'll do it.
And then we'll do the Macca's marathon, and then we'll do the beer marathon once we get to 400.
Yeah.
Excellent, everybody. Have a great weekend, day, night, whenever the heck you're listening to this, whatever country you're in.
That's right. And I'm just going to go and close that cupboard now.
It's been annoying you the whole time.
Every time I look past me,
I can see that's your shitty peanut butter. It's not 100% peanut butter. It's homogenized with vegetable oil, crapola.
The good stuff.
Yep. All righty.
All right.
Have a good one, everybody. And like we said, subscribe on YouTube.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.